Have you ever thought that something as simple as a spice sitting quietly in your kitchen cabinet could hold the power to change the way your body feels in just 7 days? What if I told you that drinking clove water, a humble mixture you can prepare at home in minutes, might make you rethink everything you thought you knew about energy, digestion, and even aging? Before you roll your eyes and say, "Oh, come on, it's just a spice. How much difference could it make?" Let me take you on a little journey, because the answer is far more fascinating than you imagine. Once you hear this, you'll never look at a small brown clove the same way again. I still remember the first time I heard about clove water. It wasn't from a doctor or a fancy health magazine. It came from a friend, a woman in her early 60s who had been struggling with sluggish digestion and painful bloating after meals. She was tired of feeling heavy and uncomfortable, especially at night. She told me, almost like a secret, "I've been drinking clove water every morning for the last week, and I swear something has shifted. My stomach feels lighter, I'm not as tired, and even my mouth feels fresher." I laughed at first, but the glow on her face and the calm confidence in her voice made me curious. Could this tiny dried bud really do so much? That night I went home, pulled out a small jar of cloves from the back of my spice shelf, and began reading. What I discovered left me stunned. Cloves have been used for thousands of years, not only for their warm, spicy flavor in cooking, but also as medicine. In fact, in ancient Chinese and Ayurvedic traditions, clove was considered almost sacred. Its oils were used to fight infections, reduce pain, and even freshen breath. Modern science has started catching up, showing that cloves contain powerful compounds like eugenol, which has antibacterial, anti-inflammatory, and antioxidant effects. Imagine that, a natural pharmacy hidden inside something you probably only sprinkle on holiday ham or apple pie. So what happens if you actually commit to drinking clove water for 7 days? Let's break it down. Not in the dry language of textbooks, but in the way you and I, people over 50, can really feel it in our lives. The first change you might notice is in your digestion. Many of us, once we cross that 50-year milestone, know too well the uncomfortable feeling of sluggish bowels, acid reflux, or simply that heaviness after eating. Clove water works like a gentle nudge for your digestive system. The natural oils stimulate the secretion of digestive enzymes, helping your body break down food more effectively, instead of sitting in your stomach like a stubborn guest who refuses to leave. Food moves along, leaving you lighter and more comfortable. Imagine waking up after a week and realizing that you no longer dread meals because of the discomfort that follows. That is one of the first gifts clove water offers. But digestion is only the beginning. Another thing people start to notice after a week is reduced inflammation. You see, inflammation is like a slow-burning fire inside the body. It's behind so many problems we face as we age: joint stiffness, muscle aches, even memory decline. The compound eugenol in cloves acts like a firefighter, cooling down that hidden flame. I've spoken with people who said their knees felt less stiff after just a week. And while I'm not calling it a miracle cure, I can say that science supports its role in reducing inflammation markers in the body. And isn't that something we all long for? To wake up and feel our bodies move more easily like they did years ago. Now, here's something most people don't expect. Clove water can have a remarkable effect on oral health. Remember when I said my friend felt her mouth was fresher? That's because cloves are naturally antibacterial. The same water you drink helps fight bacteria in the mouth, reducing bad breath and even soothing gum issues. Think about it: how many expensive mouthwashes and products are sold, promising fresh breath, when a simple clove infusion could help in a more natural way. If you've ever felt embarrassed leaning in close to talk with someone because you weren't sure about your breath, this tiny change might restore not only your oral health but also your confidence. Let's talk about energy, because this is where many people over 50 feel the biggest shift. Energy isn't about drinking another cup of coffee or pushing through the day with sheer willpower. True energy comes when your cells are nourished and protected. Cloves are packed with antioxidant tiny defenders that protect your cells from damage. After a week of drinking clove water, many people describe a subtle but undeniable lift in their energy. Not the jittery, short-lived kind, but a calmer, more sustainable sense of vitality. Imagine walking into your day without that cloud of fatigue hanging over you, with clarity in your mind and strength in your step. And I can't forget blood sugar, because so many of us over 50 are either managing diabetes or keeping it close. Eye on pre-diabetes. Cloves, may help regulate blood sugar levels by improving insulin function. No, it's not a replacement for medication or professional care. But adding this simple habit could be one more tool in your toolbox for better control. And isn't it empowering to know that with something as small as drinking clove water, you're actively supporting your long-term health? Now, I want to pause here and ask you, does any of this sound like what you've been struggling with? Digestion issues, inflammation, low energy, or concerns about blood sugar? If it does, I'd love to hear about your experiences. Drop a comment below and share, because you'd be surprised how many people in this community are going through the same things. And your story might just help someone else feel less alone. And while you're here, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, because we're on a journey together to uncover the simple, natural ways to live, not just longer, but better. Of course, no story is complete without balance. Is clove water a magic potion? No. Should everyone drink it without caution? Also no. Like anything powerful in nature, cloves must be used wisely. Drinking too much can cause discomfort, irritation, or even thin the blood. If you're already on medications, especially for blood thinning, you need to check with your doctor. If you try it, remember it's about moderation. It's about giving your body just enough to feel the benefits without pushing it into imbalance. When I tried clove water myself for 7 days, I'll admit I was skeptical. On the first day, the taste was unusual, warm, but slightly medicinal. By the third day, I felt a subtle lightness in my digestion, as if my stomach had been given a helping hand. By day 5, I noticed my morning stiffness wasn't as sharp. And on the 7th day, I woke up with a surprising sense of clarity, like my mind had been quietly decluttered. Was it all the clove water? Maybe not entirely. Health is always a combination of habits, mindset, and care. But I knew without doubt that this tiny ritual was worth keeping in my life. And here's the twist. The real magic of clove water isn't just in the clove itself, it's in what it represents. When we as people in our 50s, 60s, or 70s decide to try something simple and natural, we're making a statement. We're saying, I still have the power to take control of my health. I'm not just waiting for life to happen to me. That mindset, choosing curiosity, choosing small daily changes, creates a ripple effect. Suddenly, you find yourself asking, what else can I do to feel better? And that's where transformation truly begins. So what happens if you drink clove water for 7 days? Yes, you might notice better digestion, less inflammation, fresher breath, more energy, steadier blood sugar. But beyond all that, something deeper happens. You remember that your health is still in your hands, that your body is still capable of responding, healing, thriving when you give it the right tools. That is the real gift of this tiny spice. As we close this story, I want to leave you with a thought. Life after 50 isn't about winding down. It's about redefining what vitality means for you. Maybe clove water becomes part of your morning ritual. Maybe it sparks curiosity to explore other natural remedies. Either way, you are not powerless. The smallest choices can carry the biggest impact. So here's my challenge to you. Try it, just for 7 days. Notice how your body feels. Notice the changes, however small, and then come back and share with us. Because your story might be the spark that helps someone else believe in their own ability to heal. And before you go, make sure to subscribe, because this journey doesn't end here. We'll keep exploring together the powerful ways to nourish body, mind, and spirit. Until next time, take care of yourself, stay curious, and remember, sometimes the tiniest things hold the greatest power.